Hey everybody, welcome back to the garden. This week I have been busy. It is definitely spring, just as we talked about last week, and it's cool and foggy in the mornings and warm in the afternoons. So it's the ideal weather for growing seeds and starts and all kinds of things. So I'm going to quickly take you around the garden today and show you what is now planted. All right, so we are at the front of the garden here, and as you recall from last week, I had planted some purple cabbage in the greenhouse, and it is ready and was ready to be planted out. So I have planted this purple cabbage out into the garden. You can see that each one of the purple cabbages has been planted approximately 24 inches apart, which is 2 feet apart. I did use a ruler to make sure that they were accurate. And the cool thing about this is that you can see that they are kind of now in a square. So we have here, there, there, and there. And again, this makes a square also. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then right there as well. All right, and the reason that we need to plant them 24 inches apart is because they will get big. You can see in the distance there in front of the peas, those are cabbages too, and they were planted too close together. So I wanted to make sure that they got planted far enough apart so that they had room to grow. This bed has also been started to be planted. So we have the dill over here, which is growing all by itself. It volunteered, right? Which is what we say when a plant just kind of comes up in the spring without being planted by hand. So I left the dill in, and next to that I have some kale. And then up in the front there, that is all Italian basil. So that will get nice and big and will be in your lunches for pasta and things like that. Right in this little section right here, I just planted some flat leaf parsley seeds. All right, so those will sprout up in just probably about 2 weeks. And then the rest of the bed will get planted. Up front there is going to be cilantro. And then in between all these rows will be some bachelor buttons, which are edible flowers that are blue. All right, you guys can see the peas are happy. Very, very, very happy with this weather. And they are very tasty. Very, very tasty. In fact, that looks like I should eat it. All right, in this bed here, this is the long bed. And I don't know if you remember, but last week I talked about how these beds are not getting sun yet, so I didn't want to plant them. But I had some kale that needed to go into the ground from the greenhouse, and so I decided to plant kale here. It should do pretty well. Kale does not need a ton of sun. So we have a big, long row of kale. All the way across the bed. Strawberries are doing great. And here comes some more lettuce coming up. Looks good. This lettuce over here underneath those peas there is starting to get a little bit bitter, and that's what happens when the lettuce starts getting a little old in the ground. So as soon as this lettuce is ready to be harvested, I will pull that lettuce out and replant it. Right, another something that I've been doing this week is cleaning up this space so I can create a really awesome outdoor classroom for you guys. So if you remember, this was all really thick with the oak leaves. And so I've just kind of been cleaning up those oak leaves. There's a small pile of them there. This will all get cleaned up, and hopefully we can grow some flowers along this fence here. All right, you guys, so that's an update on the garden. Let's talk about your activity.
What is Earth Day? The first Earth Day was in 1970, 51 years ago, and gave voice to the state of our planet. Earth Day allows us to stop and think about things that may damage our planet and the environment. Earth Day led to the creation of the United States Environmental Protection Agency, the National Environmental Education Act, the Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, and the Endangered Species Act, and many more laws that help protect our delicate planet. On Earth Day, I like to think about everything the Earth provides for us, from clean drinking water to clean air to breathe, to food to eat, and even shelter. Your activity for the week is to come up with a slogan for Earth Day. A slogan is a short phrase, maybe a few words, that convey a message. Here are some slogans that you've probably heard before. I'm loving it. Just do it. Eat fresh. I'm sure you know which companies use these slogans. Using a sheet of paper and some colored pencils or crayons, please come up with a slogan of your own for Earth Day. How does Earth Day or the idea of Earth Day make you feel? Remember, a slogan only needs to be a short sentence or a few words. Have fun, and I'll see you soon.